Nobu Jakes has everything she wants in life, except love. Love went out the window when she divorced her husband 3 years ago. As much as she regrets allowing their marriage to end, Noble has convinced herself nothing that is for her will be taken away. That logic is tested when her ex husband returns home. Hendrix Cane left Memphis after his divorce. Feeling as if he was a failure, Hendrix refused to remain in Memphis, allowing memories to torture him over the mistakes that were made. 3 years later, his company sends him back home for a temporary assignment that begins on the 1st of December. The last person Noble expected to see dressed as Santa Claus at church is her ex husband, but he's the first person her body and heart wants to cling to for the holiday season. Will they allow themselves a month of pleasure, or will their past prevent them from reconnecting by reminding them that they are better off apart? Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the show. So, we are here for Beloved's Santa's Coming to Town. I love this short, what does she call it? A short novella. I love this. It was real cute, real simple. All of her stories, like if I want a guaranteed happily ever after, I always go to Beloved. They're great. But let's jump into the story. So we have Nobu, who is sitting at home, honey, on her couch with her glass of wine, just looking at the time. Like this nigga should have been home by now. They supposed to be putting up the Christmas decorations on the tree because he promised he'll be home at 5 and they would do it together. It's going on 9 o'clock. And this man just walks through the door like, hey, sorry I'm late. But I got some good news. And, like I said, she was damn near. So he's like, was you sleeping? She was like, damn near. Like, I've been waiting on you for 3, 4 hours. And so he tells her, he got offered, he's a freelance worker. And that worked for her because it complimented her lifestyle. It's like, I don't want to be with somebody who's tied to a desk. And he agreed with that. But now he's getting a position where he'd be tied to a desk. And so when he tells her that news, it's just like she's conflicted because it's like, I'm not trying to shit on, what is it? Well, let me refrain. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but you telling me this information, you knew it would piss me off. There's no way you thought I'd be happy for you. And so, with thinking about that, she tells him, they've been married for 4 years. They had plans. It's like they would have a baby after 5. And it's like, with you taking this position, like you're already like starting to work more and not really be here. So now you taking on this position means that you would not be home. Oh, how could I forget? And the position is in New York. They live in Memphis, so they would have to move. So she's like, you want me to uproot my life? We don't know anybody in New York, and there's no baby, and I don't plan on being a single parent because you're never going to be there. And so she asked him, like, do you even want a baby? He's like, of course I do, but it doesn't have to be like right now. And then he makes a statement, I want to live my life like how I choose. Like, I don't want to be forced to do anything. And she's like, same. And then when he comes in the house, it's like, not only are you late, but then he tells her that he accepted dinner with the people who are offering him the position, and how quickly can she be ready? And it's like, I'm not ready at all because I'm not going. And then he's looking at the tree like, you didn't decorate the tree. It's like, no, I didn't decorate the tree because I'm not doing this shit by my motherfucking self. Like, why? And that upsets her because it's just like, see, this it's been coming to a head for a while, and neither one of them are willing to compromise. So as they're sitting there having this conversation, they're both getting emotional, and it's like the only option we have is divorce. And he says, I didn't take you away from your parents to give you back to them. And I was like, oh, they hit me right in the chest. I was like, oh, we love a grown man. And so she's like, well, you know, we loved, we had a good time, and we're having this conversation. And instead of dragging it out, we're realizing that this needs to end here. And it's like, it ends with love. They're great to each other. It's just like they're upset that the relationship is over because they still love each other. It's like, of course, the love didn't disappear, but it's just like, you don't want what I want, so we're ending this. Which, what, like 4 or 5 episodes ago, I said the same thing. I'm like, I love this communication. Y'all are saying, like, it hurts, but it needs to be said. That. Now this needs to be said. Oh my God, Tyler Perry works. Like, he pops up everywhere. Um. Anyway, so it's been 3 years since they got a divorce. Hendrix left like he said he would, and she assumed that he was in New York City. And it's the holiday season again. And ever since they got a divorce, she puts up her Christmas, like, she's the type of person that loves Christmas like I do. It's like after, well, I don't put my decorations up that early, but I do love Christmas season, the holiday season. But it's like after Halloween is over, Mama got her Christmas tree up and she's decorated the whole house. She's ready. But since then, it's just like I might put them up. I'm maybe, but I don't know. It's just like she hasn't been in the spirit anymore because she also feels like Christmas or decorating is what ruined her marriage. So she gets a call from her mama talking about, you plan on coming to the church? Get on down. And I was just like, I'm like, no, I hadn't planned on coming down there. But she can hear that her mama voice. She like, you up to something? What you up to? And she like, girl, get on down to this church. And so when she gets down there and in the church, she sees that there's a man playing Santa Claus. And so she notices that it's her husband, well, her ex-husband. And so she's walking closer to him, and like, it's their first time seeing each other. And as they're seeing each other, it's just, it ignites something in them. So, child, they getting closer and closer, and they go out to dinner and just have the conversation of, I wish I never left you. I miss you. Yeah, I've talked to other people, but it ain't been like with you. So basically, it's just like, we got divorced, but basically for nothing. Because baby, I still want you back. That's basically how the conversation goes. They have sex, and it's just like it always been. And Hendrix tells her, like, as soon as they came in contact with each other at the church, he been calling her his wife, and she's like, we've been divorced. He's like, formalities, but you always been my woman. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. Like, the family's still pushing them together. He called. She said, how did you even get to be Santa? And he was like, your mother-in-law talked me into it. And she's just like, this man just acting like we never got divorced. And he like, I'm trying, because it was the biggest mistake of my life. And he stays in Austin. She like, Austin, what the hell happened to New York? And he was like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go there after knowing that's what broke up my marriage. So I got transferred to a sister company, and he's been staying in Austin these last few years. But he's back in Memphis to recruit some people for the company. And so he's like, while I'm here, I'm going to wine and dine you. You mine. And basically, it's like he going to work on, because it's the 1st of December. So it's like for this whole month, because he's there for the whole month, like, I'm going to work on rebuilding our relationship. And of course she's scared, because it's like, it didn't work the first time. And although all of these emotions are coming back, what if we try again and it doesn't work again? And basically it's like, if we don't make it this time, I'm not going to make it. And so she has a conversation with her mom, and they have a discussion of her loving Hendrix and her faith. And it's just like, you can't live your life in fear of what could be. You need to live in the now and take what you want and trust in God. Because even if the relationship doesn't work again, you'll be okay. And so, that's just what she needed to hear. So she goes home and tells Hendrix, I want to do this. Like, I want to be with you. And he like, okay, it's nothing for me to go to Austin and wrap some things up and, start telling them that he wants to relocate, or if he has to leave the company, he will. And he like, because my job is what broke us up the first time. I'm not letting that shit happen again. And lo and behold, he gets a phone call from his boss, and he's somebody he's supposed to be recruiting. They couldn't get him on the phone, and they've been trying to find him. So he sends word that he'll talk to Hendrix, but Hendrix has to come to Denver, and it can only be within like the next 48 hours, or he's going ghost again until after the new year. So the boss is like, I need you on a flight to Denver right now. And Hendrix was like, no, I'm spending time with my, like, it's the holidays. I'm spending time with my family. Why would I sacrifice my holiday to get with this person when they know we've been trying to reach out to them and get in contact with them? So, hand this deal off to somebody else that's willing to do it, but I'm not doing it. And so then the CEO is like, that's what, yeah, the CEO, he's like, if we lose this deal because of you, it's over for you, right? And he's like, the man had basically just told him, like, you're the best person for the job. I only want you to handle this type of thing, going to basically, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, you're fired anyway. So it's like, so you gonna threaten me? Okay. Well, I quit. And he hangs up the phone and turns the phone off, and like, Noble is standing there like, you didn't have to do, like, did you do that because of me? Because I don't want you to do that. I know how much you love your job. And that's when he tells her, like, no, my job is what broke us up the last time. And I need you to know that I'm serious and that I want this to work. Like, I want you, I want our family. Like, no, 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 we're not doing that. And basically says he'll go back to freelancing. It's like, I don't need to stick with a company. I can go back to freelancing. Whatever I need to do to make us work is what I'm going to do. So, nah, fuck that. And so, uh, what is it Christmas? Or it's Christmas Eve? But anyway, it goes back to them meeting at the church again because he's dressed up in the Santa suit. And when she sits on his lap and he asks her what she wants for Christmas, she says, you, just you. And so this man gets down on her. I'm sorry. But Nobu is me and I am Nobu. Because when that man dropped down to his knees and opened up that box with that ring, she said, no, you fucking didn't. And he like, girl, stop cussing in this shirt. I'm like, ooh, forgot where I was. Lord, forgive me. And she goes to this whole thing like, oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. Jesus, please forgive me. Please forgive me, Lord. Please. And he like, girl, I am down here trying to propose it. Why is this me? I would be doing all of this, just hooting and hollering, taken away from the moment when we should be focused on something else. But of course she says yes, because baby, this is what we've been fighting for. We spent those 3 years apart getting ourselves together. We coming back to communicate, and we gonna make this thing work. Hallelujah. But anyway, that's the end of this cute little story that I loved. Sometimes you gotta break up to make up. Peace and blessings, my beautiful people.